As we are coming into the business end of the season now, things are still feeling a little uncomfortable here at Norwich, and we need some really big performances now in the run-in, or European football may be slipping away for next season. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Norwich, part 29, season 4 in the Ferguson save set in the future. And there are some people out there who are wondering how the point system works in this save. Well, there are 5 challenges. Firstly, to win a domestic trophy within the first 4 years. And then secondly, to win a European trophy within 5 seasons. After that, it is to win the Premier League within 7 seasons. And then after that, the challenge is to retain the Premier League. Finally, the final challenge is to win the treble within 12 seasons. And each challenge comes with a total number of points. And for the first 4 challenges, you will receive 100 points. If you achieve the challenge before the allotted time, for example, as we did with the FA Cup, we won the FA Cup after 3 years. That's 1 year before the challenge finishes. That means we get an extra 25 points. That means at the moment we have 125 points. But if you fail to achieve the challenge and it takes a year later, you will lose 25 points, and you will keep losing 25 points each season you don't achieve it until it reaches 0. There are a total of 1,000 points on offer. You need to get 700 in order to beat the challenge. Now, I don't know if that makes things any clearer for you guys, but I hope it does. Anyway, we have 125 points as we finish season 4. We are supposedly on course, but by the end of next season, we are supposed to have won our first European trophy. The problem is, we are continually getting into the Champions League, and it would be better for us to be in the Europa League or the Conference League, which would be easier for us to win. So winning a European trophy next season, I don't think that is particularly realistic. And European football may not even be an issue coming into next season, because currently we are lying in 5th in the Premier League. We've played 31 and we only have 54 points. We are still not far outside the Champions League places, but if we do finish in 5th, that might give us an opportunity to play in the Europa League, which will give us a better chance of winning a European trophy. Fingers crossed that we finish in 5th. But who knows what's going to happen in FM? The top 4 are still to be decided. Tottenham are running away with it at the moment, and they are 9 points clear of Manchester City in 2nd, Newcastle in 3rd, and Leicester in 4th. But it's all very compact in the top 7 yet again this season. We are struggling, really struggling for form at the moment, and we need some results. And games are not getting any easier, and we will be playing 2 games today. We'll be home to Real Betis in the second leg of the Champions League round of 16, and we'll follow that with an away trip to Manchester City. It really is beginning to feel like real pressure now, and it is feeling very, very uncomfortable here at Norwich. But before we go into all that, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, you're definitely in the right place. And as you know, likes and comments will help the channel to find new viewers. The algorithm will push it out the more likes and comments that we get. So why not leave us a like, leave us a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and let me know what you would like to see. How can I improve the channel? And then hopefully we will continue to grow, and we will provide support for the British Heart Foundation. But let's take a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw us have that 1-1 draw with Leicester, which we then followed with a 1-0 home defeat by Manchester United. We did recover a little bit. We beat Blackburn away by 3-0, but then another 0-0 draw at home to Liverpool. These are getting to look like very disappointing results at this point. We then suffered in the Champions League round of 16 first leg. We were beaten away at Real Betis by 2-1, and then we were fortunate away at Sunderland to get a 1-0 victory in the Premier League. And that means today that we will play the second leg of the Champions League round of 16, where we are chasing that 2-1 deficit, and then we will follow that with an away trip to Manchester City. Personally, I do not want to be in the Champions League any longer. I think our form is really suffering as a result of being in the competition, and I think, as we have no chance of winning it, I think it would be a good idea to go out of the competition at this stage. And so as such, and with Manchester City in mind at the weekend, I have decided to play a rotated team, and hopefully we won't disgrace ourselves. We'll put up a good performance and we will do well, but hopefully we won't qualify. It seems really strange to say that we won't qualify for the Champions League quarterfinals, but European football is more important to me for next season than getting to the quarterfinals. That will mean then that we have a fit, healthy team to play away at Manchester City. I would like to get a good result against Manchester City. There are some big games coming up. We have to play Tottenham, Aston Villa, Arsenal. These are all going to be tough fixtures. So we need our team in good condition in order to take on these boys. And so I made the decision to rotate the team against Real Betis. Our current injury crisis is not that bad. We have a couple of players out. They are key players. We have Muntian out with a pulled groin. He's going to miss the Real Betis games and he might be back for Manchester City. But Joe Allen is probably going to be missing both games. He has a pulled thigh and he's likely to be out for another week or 10 days or so. But it is what it is, and we have to go and play some football now. And without much more fuss, today we're going to get straight into it, and we're going to play at home to Real Betis in the Champions League round of 16. Let's hope we do well, but let's hope also that we don't actually qualify for the quarterfinals. Let's go and kick some balls. But before we do go to the game, which now doesn't exist, I am not sure what happened, because when I click continue, the game just skipped past the Real Betis game, and unfortunately that game has already been played, so we have missed the Champions League game. I have looked at the settings and I can't see anything that might cause a problem. We didn't go to the match at all, it just skipped to the next day. The result was that we drew at home to Real Betis 2-2, and then unfortunately that means that we are eliminated from the competition. Goals by Jay Neal and Wilson Kamara at fullback were not enough to beat Real Betis, but it's not a bad thing to be eliminated from the Champions League at this stage. I'm not really sure why it skipped. I don't know what it was. It's just skipped past. Maybe there's a glitch in the game. So instead, we're going to be playing the two games against Manchester City and Tottenham in the Premier League. So now I think let's go and play against Manchester City. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Manchester City is Götze in goal with Kamara, Lee, Reguan and Allen at the back. Belmonte, Fortes and Matic in midfield with Puk, Neal and Wilden up front. We have slipped out of the European spots now, and I don't feel very optimistic in the next two games. We have to play Manchester City in second and Tottenham in first. And we're not going to get anything out of these two games either. I think this season is pretty much over. We've got what we can out of the season. We're not going to make it into Europe. We're not good enough. And we certainly are not going to get anything out of these two games. I'd be very, very surprised if the team can get even a single point from these two games. We have a little bit of a tired team. The international break has taken it out of a number of players. We have suspensions, injuries to deal with. I'm just hoping Manchester City are in the same boat. And Wilden has a chance. Wilden has scored, but I think he's offside. I think that is going to be ruled out for offside. It would have been a perfect start, but I can't see that being given. He was about a yard offside, and it's going to remain 0-0. Don't get your hopes up. It is disallowed, but it's a good start against Manchester City, and we are playing with a mid-block at the moment. I'm just trying to just do something very sensible, so it's just a sensible mid-block We're not running around too much. And if we draw against Manchester City, we will at least go back up to 6th, but Liverpool will have a game in hand. We need the 3 points here, but we're not going to get them. That is a stone-cold certainty. We are just not good enough to beat Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, all the big names. And we are a very, very worn-out team, and teams are just picking us off. They have since Christmas, and I don't think there's an ounce of energy left in this team since Christmas. We haven't had a shot, apart from the disallowed goal, we haven't created a single chance. We just are not good enough, basically. It's all Manchester City in terms of possession, in terms of the game completely. And we are passing it around, though. We're trying to play this slow passing game. Wilden is in space again. Can he get it across the box? Finds Matic. Matic finds Kamara. Kamara bursting into the box. It's gone in. This time it's going to count, I think. Wilden has sneaked it in from a yard outside. We've had one shot, one on target. We are FMing Manchester City at the moment. We don't deserve to be in front, but we'll take it. Wilden found Matic, and then Wilden got himself into space. Kamara's shot was deflected off the goalkeeper, and Wilden tapped it in from close range. It is 1-0 to Norwich. I'm not for 1 second going to believe that we're going to win this match, but it will be good if we can get a point out of it. If we can just keep Manchester City from scoring, it will be good to get a point. I will be very grateful, FM, if you can do that for me. We've come back into the game, and the surprising thing is we've had 2 shots and 2 on target. That is not something that I'm used to seeing. Normally we have 8 shots and 1 on target at this stage. But at the moment, coming up to half-time, it is Manchester City 0, Norwich 1. This game is continuing to just surprise the living daylights out of me. And yeah, keep working hard. You're doing very, very well. Everyone is putting in a shift for us today. And hopefully we will go on and win this match. I mean, I'm starting to believe maybe, but I still, there's in the back of my mind is we're just simply not good enough. And unless FM is going to do something really crazy, John Allen has lost the ball. We need to pick up the loose ball. We're not going to. That's a good tackle, but unfortunately it's picked up by City again. Here comes the equaliser, I suspect, as we are struggling to close them down to get the ball off them. They are second in the league. They're a very good team. We're not supposed to be anywhere near them. We are playing in a very calm way, a mid-block, but they are in. There's the equaliser. They are going to score. He's missed it. What a miss that was. I'm more used to seeing that from Norwich. Manchester City have had 5 shots and none on target. I need to wake these boys up a little bit, and we need to give them a shout and demand more. This isn't acceptable at the moment. We've got to do better, and that's a good block. And finally, the highlight comes to an end. It's all very tight at the top. Manchester City will drop to 4th if they lose. We will go up to 5th if we win. It's all very tight at the top. Anything could happen in the run-in. There's still 6 games to go after this, so who knows what could happen. Manchester City are the better team, of course. I think probably now it's time to go and make a few changes. And so we have made 4 changes, and we've brought some fresh legs onto the pitch, but it's all City at the moment, and they are absolutely hammering us, in all fairness. And it's a free kick that flies over the crossbar. If we do hang on to this, then we will have FM'd them. There's no doubt about it. We haven't been in the game, and I don't know if it's a European hangover for them, but they do have another free kick. We are under the cosh here at the moment, and the only saving grace is that they are not shooting very well. What a good save by the goalkeeper. Gotts has kept us in the game there. Belmonte clears. I need to demand more of these players. We need to work harder. We need to be much more efficient. City have another set piece and another header out. Back into the box. We've cleared it again. We are holding on for dear life. I'm going to come down one to balance from positive at the moment. Is it too late? That's a good block again, and Gotts clears up at the back. We need to just focus, keep focused. We can win this game now. There's only 15 minutes to go, and it's all City. All the highlights are going City's way. Is anybody playing badly? No, nobody is playing badly. Couple of tired players. Allen is getting tired, and City have equalised. It was bound to come. We're going to take Allen off, I think, and bring on McSweeney. It was going to come, it had to. Manchester City have hammered us today, and we have somehow held on for 70 minutes. I think it's all over now. I think that we will go on to lose this game. There's still 14 minutes left, still enough time. I don't need to see the offside decision. I accept it's all, and we've dropped down back to 6th. It's heartbreaking, this game, sometimes. If it's I don't know what else I can do, and we've lost the ball again. Come on, boys, this is just shocking. It's really poor. I need to tell them to stop dribbling. They already are being told to stop dribbling, but they just seem to be running at the opposition when I've told them just to pass the ball. Stop it. And it's doing my head in, and there's a deflected ball that goes up in the air. Gotts has made a right fool of himself, and we are probably going to lose this game now. We do not look like we are playing very well, and I don't honestly know what else I can do. And tell them to focus. They are absolutely dreadful. There's just a minute left. Is it going to end in a draw, or are City going to pinch it? We need some points. We need to get into Europe. At the moment, we'll be in the Europa League. I don't know how we've done that. We have FM'd Manchester City. They fully deserve to beat us. Unfortunately, though, they had 20 shots, only 4 on target. I'm more used to Norwich doing that. And it's a very satisfying result. To get a 1-1 against Manchester City is a good result. We have to move on now. We have to play Tottenham next. That is just it's one thing after another. And I need to really work this team up. I mean, I think I'm going to rest them all week. I don't think I want them to be training all week. I think just do nothing. We'll do some set piece work. And they need to get fresh as we go into the last 6 games of the season. I need to go and get them ready. I'll be back just before kickoff. And so here we go. The team for today against Tottenham is Gotts in goal, with Muntian, Bonilla, Reguan and McSweeney at the back. Belmonte, Fortes and Zaprapoulis comes back into the team after a rest. Kitambala, Pook and Wilden up front. I can't see anything coming out of this Tottenham game. We got away with it against Manchester City. I don't think the game is going to let us get away with it twice. And unless we play really well, then I think this season is doomed. There are just 4 games left after this, I think. And if we don't get something out of this game, we are doomed. We are out of the European places at the moment. Teams around us have just been winning their games, and that means no European football means very little transfer budget. And I think the save is doomed, because will we be able to recover? Very doubtful. We have to get some form of European football. If not, then we are in serious, serious trouble. The game is telling me that your squad is not good enough, that you cannot play in 2 competitions, and if you attempt to play in 2 competitions, we're going to tire your team out to the point where they can't play football. And we saw that after Christmas. A team that was dominating every team that came along suddenly were so dog-tired they couldn't actually play any football. And we started losing game after game after game, and our passing here is absolutely quite dreadful. And Tottenham look like they are about to take us apart, as they should do. They are streets ahead of us in terms of players, in terms of style, in terms of ability to play the game, in terms of fitness, in terms of everything. They should be taking us apart. Kitambala's gone and gifted them a goal. They've hit the crossbar, and I don't know. I need to sell some players like Pook and Kitambala. They're supposed to be great players. They haven't done anything for weeks. They've been like absolutely hopeless. I need to shout and demand more. This isn't acceptable. Tottenham are absolutely hammering us at the moment in the same way that Manchester City did. And I don't think we're going to be allowed to FM Tottenham as well as Manchester City. They are absolutely hammering us at the moment. And we are lucky to be in this game at all. But at the moment it's 0-0. We're still in 7th and we're still out of the European spots. I mean, I can only hope that we win our last 4 games and that somehow manages to sneak us into a European competition. If we don't, the save is over, and we need to do better, unfortunately, before the end of the season. Sometimes this game breaks your heart, and this is one time where the game is breaking my heart, and there's no reason for it to do this apart from the fact that our first team is good, our strength in depth is not. And that's clearly why it's done this to us. Can we get something out of this game? Who knows? It might be nice to us. Zaprapoulos is breaking down the right. We need bodies in the box. Can he get it into the box? He turns. He finds Belmonte. Belmonte to Muntian. Muntian into the box. It's cleared. It's not going to go for us today. What a chance that was. We had a real opportunity in the 6-yard box, and we didn't take it. Manchester United are losing to Bournemouth, but Newcastle are winning. All the teams around us are actually winning, and that is creating problems. Normally, you'd see teams around you losing as well. We've come back into the game in the second half, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We do have a corner, though, into the near post. It's headed away and Tottenham can break. And it's always a worry when somebody picks up the ball on his own in the middle of the field. But well done with Bonilla. We have stolen the ball back. Good tracking back. Finds McSweeney. McSweeney bursting forward. He likes a run down the left, but I don't want him running too much down the left. He manages to get the ball into space. It's outside the box. Comes to Zaprapoulos. Zaprapoulos bursting into the box, and Zaprapoulos has put it in. And once again, as we did against Manchester City, we have gone ahead against Tottenham. And after losing to teams we should have been beating, why is this suddenly happening? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. We have been losing to teams right at the bottom of the table, and now suddenly when we're playing Manchester City and Tottenham, we're managing to take the lead. I don't understand this game at all. I don't know why we are in this game at all. We have been hammered. We've come back into it in the second half. We've done well in the second half, but we really should have been out of sight. Tottenham should have buried us, and we should have been out of sight, defeated. I think I might even go back into a low block coming up to try and protect this lead, as I should maybe have done against Manchester City. And Pook finds McSweeney. Can we make it 2 into the box? And Kitambala has a chance, and he's missed the target. He's going to come off, I think. Time to make some changes. And so we've made 3 changes. All the front 3 have come off because they are playing so badly. But I need to just hold on a sec because we're going to get tired players on the pitch very shortly. I would like to hold on to this 1-0, and I want to wait until players are looking extremely tired before replacing them. I think possibly at fullback we might need to replace some players. Let's go and make those final 2 changes. But we'll wait until after this highlight, and we are looking to get it forward. It's not going to find space, and We need to close them down. We need to win this second ball now. Well done. And it finds its way out to Zapropoulos. Zapropoulos nudges it forward, looks to burst down the right, cross into the box. Here's a chance, and again it goes over the crossbar. Maliti couldn't get it into the goal, and it remains 1-0. Let's make those final 2 changes. We have a couple of tired players, and I think we'll bring John Allen on at fullback. And Belmonte is tired. We will bring Sutherland on to play at the base of the midfield. Let's hope we can hold on. We'll be back up in 5th. Oh no, please, I don't want Tottenham to score. That would be heartbreaking. They probably deserve it as the ball goes wide, but it would break my heart if the same happens as happened against Manchester City. We're back in 5th. What a game this is to play. It takes you through a roller coaster of emotions. I don't know how, but we have beaten Tottenham. We did play well in the second half, and we had a much better XG than they did. We did beat them in terms of possession. I've got to be good to the team and say that was nice work. Second half, we absolutely dominated the game, and we have gone back up to 5th. I don't know if my nerves can take this. We need to finish at least in 6th, and I don't know if my nerves can take this. I'm happy to be out of the Champions League, and that will be at least give us the chance now just to focus on the games that are coming up. Manchester City, Tottenham, 2 big results we've had there. We now have Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Brentford, Sheffield United. We've got to keep going, and at least we only have those things to focus on. I'm going to leave it now until the final game of the season because I know what's going to happen. It's going down to the wire. So that's it for this video. I can barely speak. If you are brand new to the channel, you like FM content, and you love to see people like me suffering playing this game, you are in the right place. Leave us a like. Leave a comment, let me know how I can improve the channel, and we can then push the video out to brand new viewers. And I am, I suppose, a content manager. My nerves are absolutely frayed. The whole of the save is dependent on these next 5 games. I'm not looking forward to playing them off camera. I'll be back for the game against Sheffield United, and all that remains to be said is stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.